In the vast, silent expanse of the upper atmosphere, where air thins and sound fades, three nations quietly prepare their aerial warriors. The sky has always been the ultimate proving ground, a place where technology, ambition, and national pride intersect. Today, three symbols of that power, Russia's Su-35, China's J-10C, and America's F-15, define the cutting edge of fourth-generation plus air combat. They are not just machines, they are embodiments of how each nation views war, power, and prestige. The Su-35, forged from the legacy of the legendary Su-27 flanker, is a raw beast of speed, maneuverability, and Russian resilience. The J-10C, elegant and modern, stands as a testament to China's meteoric rise in aviation and military independence. The F-15, a living legend, remains America's guardian of the skies, undefeated in combat, continually evolving through the decades. But what happens when these three powerful machines, each representing a different philosophy of aerial warfare, face off in a hypothetical sky duel? This is more than a technical comparison, it's a battle of ideology, engineering, and history that could determine the future of air power in the 21st century. To understand the roots of this aerial triangle, we must first travel back through time. The F-15 Eagle was conceived in the heat of the Cold War, when the Soviet MiG-25 Foxbat shocked the West with its sheer speed and altitude. America needed a counter, a jet that could dominate the skies no matter what it faced. The result was the McDonnell Douglas F-15, first taking flight in 1972, a twin-engine powerhouse with one mission, absolute air superiority. Its motto was simple yet revolutionary, not a pound for air-to-ground. Meanwhile, across the Iron Curtain, the Soviet Union answered with the Su-27, a jet that was as elegant as it was deadly. From that powerful platform, decades later, came the Su-35, a complete reimagination of the Flanker series, incorporating modern radar, digital flight systems, and thrust-vectoring engines capable of maneuvers no Western jet dared attempt. Then came China. Observing the aerial chess match between East and West, Beijing sought its own solution. The J-10 project was born in the 1980s, inspired partly by Israel's Lavi and Russian designs, but by the 21st century, the J-10C became a fully indigenous creation, a fighter equipped with advanced avionics, radar-absorbing materials, and precision-guided missile integration. It marked China's transformation from imitator to innovator, signaling that the sky was no longer the sole domain of Russia or America. When performance enters the discussion, the Su-35 immediately stands out as a monster of propulsion and agility. Its twin AL-41F-1S engines each produce 142 knots of thrust with afterburners, allowing the aircraft to supercruise, that is, fly supersonic without afterburner, for extended durations. What truly makes the Su-35 special, however, is its thrust-vectoring nozzles, capable of redirecting engine output in multiple directions. This feature gives it near supernatural agility, performing maneuvers like the Cobra, Culbut, and tail slide aerobatic feats that seem to defy physics. The F-15, on the other hand, doesn't rely on post-stall tricks but rather raw power and aerodynamic perfection. With a thrust-to-weight ratio greater than 1:1, it can accelerate vertically after takeoff and reach speeds exceeding Mach 2.5. Its stability and energy retention allow it to dominate long engagements. The J-10C occupies a middle ground, it's lighter, nimbler, and optimized for versatility. With a Delta canard layout, it can rapidly change pitch and roll while maintaining control, perfect for short-range engagements. It lacks the Su-35's sheer power or the F-15's altitude dominance, but it excels in electronic warfare and sensor fusion, the new weapons of modern air combat. Each aircraft's performance tells a story. Russia believes in dogfight supremacy, America in radar range and missile kill zones, and China in adaptability through technology. Technology, however, is the invisible force that defines who truly rules the air. The Su-35's Urbasi radar is a mechanical scanning array, but one of the most advanced of its kind. It can track up to 30 targets at once and engage 8 simultaneously. It boasts a detection range of nearly 400 kilometers against large aircraft, though it is more limited when detecting stealthy targets. The F-15's and APG-63 V-3 AESA radar, on the other hand, operates on digital beamforming technology, a system that allows simultaneous tracking, jamming resistance, and terrain mapping. This radar, combined with advanced missiles like the AIM-120D AMRAAM, gives the F-15 a deadly advantage at long range. The J-10C brings China's most advanced AESA radar to the table, the KLJ-7A, paired with the PL-15 missile, which some experts claim outranges the American AMRAAM. What makes the J-10C fascinating is its emphasis on network-centric warfare. It can share data with AWACS, drones, and ground systems in real time, a level of integration that even rivals the US model. While the Su-35 is superior in agility, it's not as data-connected, reflecting Russia's more traditional doctrine. Thus, while the Su-35 dances, the J-10C listens, learns, and strikes with precision, a battle not of muscle but of information. When looking beyond hardware, the philosophy of each nation becomes clear. The Su-35 was built with the idea that the pilot must be one with the machine, that the aircraft's maneuvering superiority could overcome radar and missile disadvantages. Russia's doctrine still values the close-range dogfight as the ultimate decider of skill and power. The F-15, conversely, was designed under the belief that whoever fires first wins. With radar dominance, precision missiles, and battlefield awareness, the Eagle represents America's preference for standoff engagement to destroy the enemy before being detected. The J-10C blends these ideas. China's doctrine emphasizes integrated information warfare, merging situational awareness with flexible engagement. In a simulated battle, the F-15 would rely on long-range strikes, the Su-35 would close the distance for a kill, and the J-10C would operate somewhere in between, striking opportunistically using networked intelligence. This triad mirrors the evolution of global warfare itself: brute strength, strategic awareness, and digital connectivity. Yet, the battlefield is not only about machinery. It's also about legacy, psychology, and symbolism. The Su-35 is the pride of the Russian Air Force. Its airshow performances, where it performs impossible aerobatics, are not merely demonstrations of flight but demonstrations of defiance. It tells the world that Russia's engineers, despite economic sanctions, can still produce aircraft that challenge Western superiority. The J-10C symbolizes China's coming of age, no longer reliant on Soviet technology. It's the spearhead of a new Chinese aerospace industry capable of producing world-class designs. The F-15 remains America's veteran guardian, an aircraft that has fought in multiple wars and scored more than 100 air-to-air kills without a single loss. It's more than a plane, it's a living legend that refuses to die, evolving into the F-15EX for the next generation. Each represents a different stage in the story of aviation progress, one grounded in tradition, one inspired by ambition, and one perfected through experience. If these three jets were ever to meet in real combat, the outcome would depend heavily on the battlefield conditions, the terrain, the radar environment, and the support systems available. In open airspace with AWACS and satellite coordination, the F-15 would likely strike first. Its radar reach and AIM-120D integration would allow it to engage targets well beyond visual range. In electronic-heavy environments or mountainous terrain, the J-10C's agility and network capabilities could give it an edge. But in close quarters, within visual range, the Su-35 becomes a monster. Its thrust vectoring, IRST, infrared search and track, and missile agility would make it a nightmare opponent. Theoretically, each aircraft can defeat the other under specific conditions, proving that there is no absolute superiority, only situational advantage. This delicate balance is what makes modern air combat so fascinating. It's not about who has the best jet, but who can use their jet best under pressure. In the end, the sky belongs to none, only to those who understand it. The Su-35, J-10C, and F-15 each tell a different story about their creator's strengths, weaknesses, and ambitions. The Russian jet speaks of enduring power and defiance. The Chinese fighter whispers of ambition, progress, and precision. The American Eagle roars with proven dominance and experience. Together, they represent a triangular tension that defines the modern age of air warfare, a world where information is as powerful as missiles, and where technology evolves faster than human reflexes. As the next generation, the Su-57, J-20, and F-35 rises to claim the skies, these three warriors still hold their ground as living proof that the legacy of air combat is far from over. So now, the question turns to you. In a real-world confrontation between Russia's Su-35, China's J-10C, and America's F-15, who do you believe would own the skies? Share your thoughts below, and let's see which of these titans you think deserves to rule the heavens.